There's no harm in an impulse buy now and then, except that each percentage point on a 1 ounce gold coin is now $40, so no physical harm, but lately loose planning is getting pretty expensive. One of the things that happened with gold doubling in price in really under 2 years is that it's become a lot harder to treat this as a hobby. It seems like this would be the gold stacking dream, right? But with gold at today's price levels, a lot of decisions that we used to make casually just don't make sense. When gold was $1,700, the decision process was just different. If you liked the coin, you grabbed it. Today, it is a $4,000 decision. You have to decide if each particular purchase now is worth more than a mortgage payment. So a massive rally like we're seeing is definitely a win, but it's also squeezing out some of what made it fun. Now, I'll give you an example of that squeeze. I just bought the 2026 coin in the Perth Mint Lunar Series, the Lunar Horse, and I paid just over $3,900 for it. The prior coin, the 2025 Lunar Snake, was just under $2,900. Prior to that, the 2024 Lunar Dragon was $2,150, and if you go back to the 2023 Rabbit, that was $1,700. So two things have happened. The series coins that I already have appreciated significantly just based on the price of the metal, but keeping up with the series has gotten more difficult. Now, before we take that further, quick shout out to Summit Metals. If you're looking for gold and silver, they have you covered. So whether you're looking to buy or sell, summitmetals.com. This came up with the recent American Liberty high relief release from the U.S. Mint as well. The Sunflower was a great design, but the 25% premium made it nearly $5,000 for the coin. I've had people ask why I didn't buy it. Well, I didn't buy it because it was nearly $5,000. I'm also holding on to a little bit of a grudge against the Mint after the quality of the 2023 bristlecone, but that's a different story. I have mentioned the 2021 release, the Mustang, now sells on eBay for as much as $20,000, so I'm well aware of what can happen with certain coins, but that design was phenomenal, and the price was only $2,715. So at $2,700, it's just an easier decision to make than when the price is $4,900. Now, at $1,700, gold was a savings plan. At $4,000, it's more of a commitment. The benefits are the same, but some of the logistics have changed. All of these lunars have held their value and even appreciated. I don't want to give the wrong impression, but local dealers typically don't give a rip about the design stamped on the coin. They only care what's going to appeal to the widest audience. They are a lot more interested in buying a gold buffalo than anything from a foreign mint, which is really all these lunars are to them. Now, that's not a big problem. It's just one more factor in how easily you can liquidate your now $4,000 purchase if you had to in an emergency. See how quickly I can suck the fun out of it? Now, none of this should take anybody out of the game. What it does do is make most of us start thinking about pivots. Maybe we skip some of those fun impulse buys. I didn't buy the Sunflower. I mentioned that. I probably would have a few years ago when it wasn't a $5,000 decision. But at these prices, the part that matters most is going to be the metal itself. So the part that's just subjective value, the design, the collector premium, the what if upside, that's the part that gets cut first. If you're 7 coins into a 12 coin series, though, I just can't see stopping. This particular ultra high relief coin is also part of the Lunar series, but I missed the first 2, so I gave up trying to complete it. Now, I'm not sure what I would have done if I was trying to keep up with all 3, the 1 ounce Lunar series, the 1/4 ounce Lunar series, and this 1 ounce ultra high relief proof series. It's a lot. The first 2 don't carry big premiums at release, but the ultra high relief series definitely does. They're more like the US Mint American Liberty high relief series, so crazy premiums for crazy people. You know who you are. I mentioned pivots, and one of the easiest for me has been buying fractional. I started buying smaller coins than I normally would, and even paying premiums higher than I normally like, but I was buying them faster, or earlier, however you want to look at it. And buying them earlier in the year reduce the effective premium because spot has been climbing all year long. Now, I don't know if this is always the best strategy, but it's been a solid one this year. And we have to at least point out the upside to buying series coins. It's that it keeps you buying. At today's spot price, this lunar horse has appreciated $300 even if I sold it for the spot price of gold. Now, if the price of gold were to have fallen in that period of time, maybe I'd be telling a different story. But when the 2020 lunar rat, I guess they call it a mouse, was available in 2019, the spot price of gold was in the 1400s. So my average cost for the 7 1-ounce coins you see here in this series, even with the $3,700 lunar horse, is currently $2,285. I think that I've held back on showing the semi-numismatic coins here this year because of the price. Two reasons for that, I guess. First, the price of gold has been the big story all year long. And sometimes it feels strange to talk about stacking tips or logistics in the midst of the second biggest gold rally in history. But there's also the part about just how obscenely expensive these can seem right now. I'm not here to add buying pressure, and a tray full of 1-ounce collectible coins, well, might seem like a stretch if you're just getting into this. So if I was going to give a tip, it would be that the retail market for physical gold works on percentages, and that matters a lot more at $4,000 gold. These fancier coins command higher premiums, and popular coins do too, to a lesser extent, but they will also hold a value with the widest population of buyers. So if you're looking at percentages, well, it's worth noting that every percentage point today is $40 on a 1-ounce gold coin, where it was only $20 2 years ago. So an impulse buy on a coin with a 4% higher premium can cost you $160 more. And it will probably still bring you less in a local sale. A 1-ounce American Liberty sunflower will cost $600 more than a 1-ounce gold buffalo, but my local coin shop would pay the same if I needed to sell. All right, let's bring this down to ground level. I always think the best tip is to do what you can actually stick to. So if you can keep it fun, great. Maybe that's through smaller increments. Maybe that's turning an occasional blind eye to higher premiums, even if you know you'll get back less in a sale. Now, if that's what it takes to keep you consistent, go for it. And maybe it's the artwork. It's just simply worth it to you. As long as you recognize that it isn't the most efficient way to go about it, that's your call. There are worse things to spend money on. There's a pocket knife right there, just sitting there proving this point. I've bought plenty of them over the years, and it's not because it's made sense. It's just that I like them. Now, the takeaway is that whether you make them on accident or on purpose, questionable decisions are going to be a lot more expensive. The rally has been making it seem like we can do whatever we want and still come out ahead. But if anything, the plan is more important today than it's been in a long time. And let's call it good there. Let us know what you think. Are you still buying the fun stuff? I saw an analyst predict $10,000 gold by the end of the decade. That would mean a single lunar pig would be above the IRS reporting threshold. It's kind of a crazy thought. Let us know what you think, though. And then while you're in the comments, be sure to hit that like button if you found any of this interesting. Be sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on if you want to hear more on the topic. And if you're still here, thanks again for watching. I always appreciate your time. Take care.